Hey, good morning. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Sandy. Happy Saturday morning. I'm back in my desert. I have so much to show you this morning. Check out my new mug. Seriously, the cutest mug I have ever seen. It is a miniature coffee pot. The little lid, just like the real ones, comes off for filling. You can drink from either side. There's something to look at on either side, the comfortable handle, the lightweight. It keeps your coffee really warm. It's perfect. Mm. Good morning, Opa. Good morning, Indy. This was waiting for me when I got home yesterday. It was a gift. It was a surprise gift. Ginny, I don't know where you are, but thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love it. Mm. I had a hint that there was a present coming. Good morning, Stephen, from Ginny, because she had written and said, I lost your address. Can I please have your address? So I sent her my address and I thought, well, gee, that's funny. I wonder what maybe she's sending me a note or something. And then I saw that she asked Indy on the show the other day if there was a present from Amazon waiting for me, a package rather from Amazon. And this was what it was. So cute. Mm. Ginny, it's awesome. It is totally, totally awesome. Am I right, folks? Yes, I am. But wait, this got even better. So I told you the story about going through actually it was on the way home from Oakland, not on the way to. They didn't stop me, but on the way coming home, they stopped me at security and they took my little favorite army knife, my little mini. I mean, what kind of damage really could I do with this little tiny thing, right? But they took it from me. And when I got home, there was also a Swiss Army knife waiting. And I didn't say thank you because there was no card with it. And to be perfectly honest with you, I was so distraught about losing my little Swiss Army knife that I ordered one immediately, exactly like the one I had. And this is exactly like the one I had. So when I opened it, I just assumed it was what I ordered. But Ginny sent me a Swiss Army knife too. She wanted to know if it was similar to what I had. No, it wasn't similar. It's exactly what I had, and I love it. I cannot tell you how many times I have used these little tools. Seriously. Toothpick, I mean, come on, when do you not need a toothpick? Nail file, oh yeah. Knife, come on, you know you need a knife. But really the most commonly used part of my personal Swiss Army knife is the little scissors. You cannot believe how sharp this little scissors is. I've used it for cutting my hair. A lot of times when we play tennis and people try to open the top of the tennis cans, they destroy the pop top and it doesn't open. I can just go in knit, 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 and cut the metal of the can. Yeah. This is like the best thing to have in the whole wide world. Ginny, I hope you didn't miss my whole thank you. I so salute you today. Look, it even tells me how many ounces of coffee I'm drinking. Mm. And I can hold it comfortably from either side and drink without spilling. It's great. Ginny, you're a genius. I don't know how you found it, but it's wonderful, wonderful. Oh, I'm looking for my glasses. Can I tell you what I did the other day? Seriously. I got home. Oh, this is a tiny little knife for a tiny little Swiss soldier. Stephen, what is it about you and Indy who think alike? Indy came in and said, I can just imagine. a whole battalion of little tiny Swiss people carrying their Swiss knives and marching all together. What a visual, right? Oh, yeah. Ginny, it's great. Thank you. Thank you for both. Thank you so much. What was I going to tell you? Oh, so yeah, see, there I go, forgetting again. I'm telling you, it's coming with age. It's nasty. So I get home and I realize I don't have my hearing aids, and I'm a little panicked. I don't wear them 24/7, but I wear them every day. And I called my daughter and I said, "Sweetheart, do me a favor. I left my hearing aids at your house. I'll be back in a few days, as it turns out. So I'm okay. I'll be all right for a few days. But if you would, I left them on Max's dresser. So if you could go get them, put them someplace safe, like in a baggie, someplace, where I can find them, that'd be great." And then about 5 or 10 minutes later, I called her back and said, "Yeah, stop looking for my hearing aids. They're in my ears." Isn't that like the same, like, where are my glasses? Where are my glasses? Right? There's so many things to keep track of. It's not my fault, right? Okay. So I got a good doctor's report, by the way. I was in LA yesterday, and he looked inside my head and he said, "I got to say, you're looking better. I don't know how you're feeling, but it looks better." It's so nice to know that you could look up my nose and think I look good. Such a deal. Anyway, I'm better. So I don't have to do the nasal spray anymore, just like a Zyrtec every day. And it is so much fun. Okay, it was a long ride home yesterday, like hours and hours, bumper to bumper traffic. Really, seriously? It was Thursday. What is that about? Long ride home. Long ride home. But I came home to a little Coco, the little tiny Chihuahua, who was very, very uncomfortably, something was wrong and her little leg wasn't working right. And we Indy could hardly get up from the chair because he didn't want to move her. She was like doing so poorly last night. And then this morning she was just bouncing around again. I'm telling you, she's super dog. She's like the Fritzy of dogs. Seriously. I think I'm going to take her this afternoon, maybe, to go visit Fritzy. I think they should know each other a little bit better. And in the meantime, the chicks, they're growing so fast. And Billy Jean number 2, I told you that story, right? I took Max to go pick a chicken. So even though he wasn't here, he could feel like he was part of raising the chickens. And each week we would, talk on the phone and do like a FaceTime, and he could see his chicken and how she was growing. And once she started laying eggs, he'd be able to come out here and get eggs from her. And we were really excited. And then Bob, the big chicken, killed Billie Jean. Yeah, it was really sad. Talk about being henpecked. Whoa. And I was trying to figure out what to do, how to tell Max. So went and bought another of that same breed of chick, a little smaller because it was younger, but I bought the same breed. And what I said to Max was, "I have some good news and some bad news." And he said, "What?" And I said, "Well, the good news is the new Billie Jean looks just like the old one." I got to tell you, it was amazing, but that worked. He didn't even get upset. He said, "New Billie Jean?" I said, "Oh yeah, the old one got pecked, but the new one is so cute and full of life and blah, blah, blah." Anyway, so he calls her Billie 2, like Billie Jean number 2. That's right. Velcro your hearing aids in. That's what. Velcro your glasses to your forehead and Velcro your hearing aids into your ears. That's why they invented Velcro. Velcro your keys to your wrist or your arm, and you'll never lose anything again. Hey, I think you might not have something there. Velcro. Long live the Velcro. Good morning, my friends. Today's National Donut Day. So when I saw that, I thought, yay. I mean, seriously, you don't eat a lot of donut. Well, I don't eat a lot of donuts because they're so crazy, ridiculously expensive calorie wise. But I'm thinking it's donut days. Well, it's not entirely, because I read this story about donuts, and it's actually, I know you're going to think this is crazy, but it's actually a Salvation Army thing. During World War I, the Salvation Army sent lassies, girls, out to the front to cook and bring goodies to the guys on the front lines. They were the only females allowed on the front lines in World War I, apparently. And one of the things they did was make fried dough in the men's helmets. Yeah, because they were metal helmets. So they would heat them up and they would fry the donuts in the men's helmets. And you know that soldiers were called doughboys. The whole thing is all intertwined. I literally could spend an entire half hour just going through the history of doughboys and donuts on the front lines and all this other good stuff. So you're just going to have to take my word for it. Doughboys, donuts, frying in the helmets on the front lines. It's a whole Salvation Army thing. And it's actually quite beautiful. It's also Cheese Day. Thank you. It's Cheese Day. The average American consumes 31 pounds of cheese a year. That's a lot of cheese. That's a lot of gas, too, I think. Some of you are lactose intolerant. Don't eat the cheese. But there is cheese for you, too. There's cheese for everyone. It's like so many animals that they can use the milk to make cheese now. I mean, they always could, but now they do because there's so many people who can't eat different kinds of things. It's also Doodah Day. Doodah Day is a salute to silliness. Unfortunately, the pandemic stopped the Doodah Parade, at least for a while. I don't know if they're doing it in LA this year, but the Doodah Parade, hilarious. It's like a regular parade, except crazy. There was, let me think of some of the things I remember from the Doodah Parade. Instead of a band, there was a whole cadre of men in business suits carrying briefcases, marching down the street, doing coordinated briefcase dancing. I don't know what you would call it. Then there were these guys who walked in a big group, like a battalion of men and women, all dressed the same, carrying folding chairs and opening them and closing them and opening and sitting down and getting up and marching, but they all did it in unison. Hilarious. Great costumes. Great. Okay, so I actually got to march in the Doodah Parade one year. I'm sure you probably know Rhino Records. They're the ones who brought back everything. I mean, Rhino Records is amazing, amazing, amazing. And a very good friend of mine was the VP at Rhino Records. Rhino Records, because it's a crazy place to begin with, marched in the Doodah Parade every year. Their employees would all get together and they would do something crazy in the Doodah Parade. So one particular year, we were invited to do it with them. And we all dressed kind of like crosses between Freddy Krueger and the mom. Oh, it doesn't matter. We were all very scary looking. We had blood dripping from our mouths and we had either our head bandaged we all looked like we were zombies of one kind or another. And we marched with these fake chainsaws, and we were the chainsaw marching band. And we marched all through this whole parade as the chainsaw marching band. Okay, doodah. It was crazy. And yes, it comes from zippity doodah, zippity a, my oh my, what a wonderful day. Zippity doodah. My kazoo. Something told me it was kazoo day today. That's why I brought this out. Maybe it's tomorrow when I was getting ready. I don't know, or sometime this week. But you'll see it again if it's not today. Because I've always carried a kazoo with me in my purse. I don't anymore, but it's always in my like right-hand drawer here, just in case I need it. I mean, you never know when a gal's gonna need a kazoo, right? Yeah. Lily Pearl square dancing tractors travel the country square dancing on tractors. Yeah. I didn't know that. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that information. If you're ever like jonesing to see some square dancing on tractors, apparently it might be coming to a neighborhood right near you. Today's Old Maid's Day. Interesting holiday. It started in 1946 when guys were returning from the war. A lot of women lost men in the war. And this started kind of like a USO kind of thing, where the men who were coming home, who didn't have someone to come home to, kind of connected. It was like before we had internet dating, I think it was this whole thing with, hooking up with a returning soldier, I guess. I don't know. Kind of weird. Okay. Was also 1940 was the miracle of Dunkirk. I don't know if you read about it. I knew there was a miracle of Dunkirk, but I didn't realize that what it was there were over 300,000 soldiers, mostly English, in Dunkirk, were like out in the open, and they were sure, I don't know how it happened to begin with, but they were sure that they were going to get bombed and decimated, right? And they did this like giant evacuation by boat, even individuals' boats, like the country people there brought their boats out, their own personal boats, and they got 300,000 people out of Dunkirk, and that was the miracle of Dunkirk, so they could evacuate them before they were bombed. Happy birthday to Rosalind Russell. You know Rosalind Russell, right? She was Mame, and she was the mom in Gypsy. She was awesome. So that character, Auntie Mame, she had a nephew, Patrick, who she just loved. And she used to take Patrick with her all around the world. And that's the kind of Grandy I always wanted to be for Max. We've had some good adventures, but we have more adventures to come. Yeah. Our next adventure, I hope, is going to be in one of those sleeper trains, because I've never been in one and neither is he, and I've always wanted to go in one. So I think we might take a trip to Chicago in a sleeper train. How cool is that? But at some point, I want to travel the world with that little munchkin. Yeah, I do. Auntie Grandi Sandy. Happy birthday to Dr. Ruth Westheimer. Do you remember Dr. Ruth? Dr. Ruth was German woman, still is German woman, born in 1928. She was the sex therapist. Speaking sexually, she was like the one of, if not the first woman who did a sex therapy show that was on radio or TV, and people could actually, call in. And what a character. So she was not only a pretty dang awesome therapist, she was so open and so vibrant and alive and in your face about sex. My favorite quote of hers, I think, I'm going to check out more, but my favorite one is, it's going to be a rainy Memorial Day. You know what that means? Less tanning, more sex. What? When you'd think I was going to say streaming? That's Dr. Ruth. When it comes to sex, the most important 6 inches is the 6 inches between your ears. She was great. I don't think she's doing, like live. At least I haven't heard of any shows she's doing, but she's got a million books out there. sex therapist. She was only 4'7". So Opa, Ginny, anyone else who's out there, we'd be giants next to Dr. Ruth, 4'7". So here's what you might not know about her. From 1946 to 1949, she was actually in the Haganah, the underground in Israel. She was a sniper. And when she was interviewed, she said that the reason she was such a good shot as a sniper was because whenever she would get ready to shoot, she would envision that at the other end of the bullet, she was shooting at Adolf Hitler. Dr. Ruth. Yes. Ask Dr. Ruth. Ask Dr. Ruth. You can still, I think she still has a website that you can, but she doesn't believe she has her show anymore. What a woman. What a woman. Bruce Springsteen, born in the USA. Today in 1984. Bruce Springsteen is that young? Wow. 1969. Oh, this was crazy. In 1969, not that long ago, a 22-year-old man in where was he? In Havana, Cuba. That's where it was. Went onto the runway and snuck into the wheel well of a jet. Seriously, this is for real. And he traveled for 9 hours all the way to Spain, and on this trip it went as low as, as high as 29,000 feet, and he lived hidden in the wheel well of a jet plane. Talk about doing dangerous things and living through it. What's the most dangerous thing you ever did? Come on, what is it? Dangerous thing you ever did? I went on a class 4 rapids on the southern fork of some river up in Northern California or something. I don't know. South fork of the something river. And I didn't know how to swim. I didn't like swimming, but everybody in the family wanted to go, so I went. So there we are in this boat. My husband was a big guy. And at some point during this excursion, 2 of the children on the raft decided they didn't like their positions, and they got up to change places that started rocking the boat, that threw my husband into the floor of the boat, which tipped the whole boat and threw me over the side. Yeah. I do remember that when they were training us and teaching us what to do at the beginning of the day, they did say, hold on to your paddle. It could save your life. I remembered hearing that, and I grabbed my paddle for all I was worth. They also said the paddles were very expensive and we'd have to pay for them if we lost one. So I held on to my paddle. I got thrown into the water. I could see the bottom of the boat. I was like under the boat. And all I could think was, use your paddle. And I used my paddle to push off a rock. And I came up out of the water and I could see my children terrified. So I'm doing this. I'm going, pushing on the rocks. I'm okay. Go under the water and then back up. I'm okay, kids. Because my kids were panicking, right? Anyway, yeah, I went down the rapids with a paddle. I did it. I lived to tell the story. I got a little scratch. That was it. I'm very scared. That was all. Swallowed a little water, not a lot of water. But they saved me. They met me after the rapids. That's the most dangerous thing I ever did that I lived through, I think. How about you? What'd you do? Let me see if anybody posted anything. Ginny doesn't do dangerous. And Opa had kids. That's what she did. I don't know. Indy said his thing is he likes to do dangerous things safely. He's done a lot of bizarre things. We went, it doesn't matter. Dangerous is, kind of gets you going. I admit that. Okay, what else? Oh, this was so interesting. Sylvan Goldman in 1937 for the Humpty Dumpty stores in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And I know some of you are from there because I saw that on What Do I Say, What Do I Do? When there's that thing of where are you guys from? Say where you're from and say hi. I saw there were quite a few people from Oklahoma. Anyway, 1937 in the Humpty Dumpty stores. Do you still have Humpty Dumpty stores, grocery stores? I just love that name. Humpty Dumpty Grocery. Where are you going? I'm going to the Humpty. I'm going to the Humpty Dumpty. I like that. Anyway, invented the shopping cart. Yeah. 1937, we got our first shopping cart. Do you know what the first shopping cart was? Seriously, it was a folding chair on wheels. That was the first shopping cart. Clever job, Sylvan. Here's to ya. Woohoo! Okay, and finally, now I know why I had my kazoo this morning. Today's the anniversary of the death of John Wooden, who was the coach at UCLA, which was my alma mater. Bam. That's why I have my kazoo. What does one have to do with the other? Well, let me tell you, my friends. Oh, you are about to be so impressed with me. I can't stand it. Sandy Linnetz, was the president of the Kalamazoo Kazoo Marching Crew. Yes, I said Kalamazoo Kazoo Marching Crew at UCLA. And our job, all hundreds of us, however many there were, we used to march down the streets of Westwood, California before every big game. Raw. That's how I got my kazoo start. And then years later, when I started the balloon company, when I started Balloon Express, that was our theme song on the kazoo. And people who worked for me, when they worked for me for 5 years or more, they got a gold-plated kazoo. Seriously. Love kazoos. Okay, today's word art is for the heart. It says, I am sending a transfusion of pure love to heal your heart. Yes, time does heal all wounds. But when you just leave it to time and you don't actively work to heal your heart, you could get some mighty nasty scars. Heal. Don't just let time do it. Take charge of your life. It's the kind of the theme this month, isn't it? You are responsible for healing your heart. You can do this. It's the most wonderful thing you could do for yourself. Well, that and a good massage. Yeah. And a nice hot cup of coffee. So, happy Friday weekend. Woo! I'll enjoy my coffee. Nice hot sip and a smile. See you on Saturday. Bye-bye.